Hey everyone, my name is Rian Tamia. Happy New Year. Today I will be sharing with you my content strategy for 2022. I'll be sharing it for anyone who wants a clear view on what to expect from me this year and for anyone who might be struggling with their own. So I'm pretty new to content creation. Actually, I'm very new to content creation. This is only my third video on this channel. It took me a while to get to a point where I started feeling comfortable with posting and filming and doing it as a routine. I was originally going to focus on lifestyle content, but I decided to switch to a YouTube strategy niche as I found it more comfortable to talk about. As mentioned in my previous video, I was stuck in a research phase for a year and I became really overwhelmed and quickly burnt out with how much information I was taking in. But I actually picked up some great information on how to start a YouTube channel and how to start on other social media platforms too. Now that I'm in a place to start putting myself out there, I've created a content strategy and I'm here to share it with you for the year ahead. So I've created my YouTube channel and the plan is to post once to twice a week whenever I can here on YouTube about YouTube growth, analytics, hopefully in the future that I'll share with you, how to grow your engagement, how to grow your audience, how to grow your community, etc. All that fun stuff. I'm going to start for once a week just because I'm a full-time uni student and it's a bit difficult to post for more than once a week just because I've got assignments and deadlines that I still am responsible for. I'm also going to create a personal Instagram page which is mainly dedicated to lifestyle content, aesthetic pictures, what's that? Aesthetic pictures and normal everyday content, but I'm still going to try and post some YouTube growth strategy tips just because I want the two platforms to be linked in some way. I'm looking forward to that just because it's going to be a bit of a struggle for me to really put myself out there in that way. I'm not used to taking pictures and getting all glammed up. I don't do makeup, I don't do hair. I'm not that into fashion, but I will, want to get into that once I feel a bit more comfortable in that lane. But I mean, you have to get uncomfortable to feel comfortable at somewhere down the line. For my future YouTube content, I want to pivot my niche into lifestyle content, maybe do a bit of like day in the life of a content creator, I suppose, what I eat in a days. There's nothing stopping me from doing it now. I just don't feel like it would fit into what I'm trying to do for you right now, but eventually when I feel more comfortable to do so, I'm gonna enjoy doing that content for you guys. Once I do pivot my niche in the future, I will still focus on YouTube growth. Those videos will never stop for me. And maybe for me, was kind of like on the fence about this, but I might do a bit of like TikTok or Instagram Reels, maybe repurpose my YouTube content into those platforms just because I'll be able to get more reach. But again, I'm still on the fence about that. Another point of my content strategy outline is to post on Pinterest. If you didn't know, YouTube is a search engine. Pinterest is also a search engine, so I will be posting my content to Pinterest as well when I find time, just because I don't want to take on a lot, so I'm not going to do it straight away. But Pinterest is a great way to expand your reach and find your audience in places that you never thought that you could find them. On to my goals. So my milestones for the new year consist of reaching 1,000 subscribers within, I would say, 6 to 12 weeks. It's a bit specific, a very specific timeline, just because I didn't want it to be so up in the air. I kind of wanted to set myself a little target. If I don't reach it, it's not the end of the world, but I know that I definitely will. I mean, it's not that big of a target in terms of like YouTube, growth. I think it's definitely reachable for almost everyone, reaching like 1,000 subscribers. My second goal is to reach 4,000 watch hours within 3 to 6 months. And after we reach those two milestones, you know what comes next? Monetization, yay. If I do reach those goals, that would literally just be like a massive tick on my list. Like, bruh, sky's the limit at that point. But yeah, those are my two main goals. Sorry, stretch my back, fix my posture. If you're watching this, fix your posture. My overall goal for creating content is to also create a life for myself, doing what I enjoy. Just like most of the people that are on this platform, they want to create their own lives, doing what they enjoy full time, all the time, getting paid for it. Not that that's my main motivator, but I'd say that my main motivator is to actually prove to myself that I can grow a community, get people on board, help people grow their audiences and engage with their community as well. My third and final goal is to work with some brands. Doesn't necessarily have to be just on YouTube, maybe on Instagram too. I don't really have any Instagram goals. I should probably set myself some. But yeah, work with some brands. I'd love to work with some brands. That is literally like the definition of reaping the benefits from creating content and just putting yourself out there and getting the reward for that. I'm not sure which ones yet. It's like whenever I think of the brands, my mind goes blank, but honestly, just throw them at me. So on to some content strategy tips. My first one is to not be embarrassed about posting or what anybody thinks. Not everyone will understand what you do, why you're doing it. They will probably just tell you, get a job, or everybody wants to be an influencer nowadays. Like, that might not be the case for you. It might be for your personal brand, or for for other reasons that are unique to you, but not everyone's going to understand. Just remember that it also only takes one video to change your life. We've all heard of the joys of going viral, and for some people it only took that one video for them to blow up and for their lives to change entirely. That could be you one day. Another tip is to know that you will find your audience. They will find you somehow. Just keep pushing. Do not give up. Be consistent. Like I said in my previous video, you have to be consistent in this game because that's what it is. It's a game. Don't take it too seriously. Don't take it too personally. If people want to be rude, make rude remarks and troll you and leave rude shit on your feed or whatever, let them, because they need to go outside and touch some grass. But the right people will find you. Other tip is to not overthink it. If you do things a certain way and remain consistent, you will reap the results. Just don't overthink, oh my god, I need to do this a certain way. Like right now, I'm sitting here with a script and I wrote word for word what I was gonna say, but it's like I kind of had a mental break in the second half of this video, and I was like, just say what you want to say, because I was overthinking. It happens to me all the time. Just don't overthink your situation, don't overthink what you're saying, don't overthink what people think of you. You shouldn't really care about that anyway, but some other tips Some other tips are to not listen to that inner self-deprecating voice. That voice is there to protect you, by the way, from anything that you might worry about, or you find anxious, or you find that you worry too much about something. It's there to warn you, to prepare you for the worst, but it can really limit you, and you don't want to be overprotective of what you are capable of doing. Another tip is to find your motivator. For me, this looks something like creating an engaged audience, like I just said, and being in control of changing my life. If once you find your motivator, nothing can stop you. In my year of doing my research, I went from feeling underwhelmed, quitting before I even begun, and just overthinking everything. But how did I go from that to now posting, filming, and showing up? On the frequent days where I didn't know if things would work out, I would write out my frustrations, my thoughts, and my feelings. And I started goal planning. I just wrote down anything that would pop into my head. In one of my other videos, sorry, I keep repeating my videos, but in one of my other videos I talk about brain dumping. I'm not the first person to talk about this, but even if you search up brain dumping, just writing out whatever comes to mind, it's really helpful in setting goals and achieving goals. Even the things that I was writing down, I didn't know how I was going to achieve them, where they would come, when they would come, if they would come. But I just wrote them down anyway because I knew that I wanted it. The thought of these manifestations being present and written down in front of me is what motivated me to get into the mindset to start creating in the first place. So yeah, writing down your thoughts and feelings and writing down your goals really, really does help. I think that's pretty much everything that I wanted to cover in today's video. I hope I didn't forget anything, but I'm sure if I did, I'll write it down below for you guys. What are your goals for 2022? What are your content plans, or just any general goals in general? What are your, interests? What do you want to do? What do you want to achieve for this year? If you have any video ideas or suggestions as well, please comment them down below, because I'd be so grateful to see what you guys would love to see from me, and it would help me to engage with you guys and create more content for you. On that note, I'm going to end today's video. Thank you for sticking around this long, and I will hope to see you in my next one. Bye!